A new world order is being created from behind closed doors. And it's remarkable that people just accept this. In all countries now. This is extremely important, folks. It's extremely important that people get a handle on what's going on here. We're all in this together, and I need you and you need me, and we all need each other. But we have to stop complying with this, folks. We're in a very, very dangerous situation. Very, very precarious situation. And if we don't push back now against this, then it's going to be game over. And the best way to push back is to stop complying with everything. Things like that can make a difference. Just spread the word, keep doing, keep pushing, and say no. Move it into a Hunger Games society. It might take them 10 years, it might take them 20 years to do it. The collapse that's just started now may take 10 or 12 years before we see it come to full completion. They will push until we push back, until we say stop. And it's time we said stop. It really is time we said stop. It's time we remove this whole parasitic system from existence and replaced it with something that actually serves mankind, because this system doesn't serve mankind at all. It really doesn't, you know. And if we let these parasites continue with what they're doing, and we let this media continue with what it's doing, and the media is the big problem. You know, we could have actual journalists in the media that actually investigated stuff and weren't just an unofficial mouthpiece of government, which is all the media is these days. Now, if we had a real media with real journalists, all this would all come out in the wash, and these parasites would be able to be legally removed and charged for their actions under their law. But we don't have any of that stuff. We have a completely corrupt system where people are just fed bullshit by these parasites in the government who tell it to the media, who feed it back to the people, and nothing ever gets done. We don't get any justice for anything. So if we were to step into natural law, you know, we could heal this situation. But if we don't, I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to petition these people. We're going to allow their legislation to control our lives when they're not even a valid government. They're all pedophiles and parasites anyway. Why are we going by this paper-based reality that they write down? You know, if you're going to believe in paper and law and all this crown bullshit, well, let's take it to the degree we should take it to, and let's really examine who these people are. People have got no idea at the level of activity and the level of human trafficking that is happening here. You know, it's only people that are sitting there watching the mainstream media and watching the television that actually believe the government is telling them the truth. But so many people are waking up now, so I think they've blown it. They've really stumbled with this. They pushed too hard too quickly, and they're waking up more and more people. So yeah, I see a huge opportunity with this, brother. I really do. I don't think that we have to go down the path that they want to take us down. I think this is a huge opportunity if people can just share information. That is the most valuable thing you can do at the moment. People just come out of their slumber and say, well, hang on, this isn't right. And that's what we need. The best thing you can do is to spread information to the people who will listen. If they won't listen, move on to someone else. You know, if every person who's awake could wake up 2 people a day, and then tell those people to please try to wake up 2 people a day, that means those 2 people would go and they'd wake up 4 people, and then those 4 people would go and they'd wake up 8 more people. You know, you only got to do this 64 times and you've virtually woken up everybody in the world. We need people to become human again. If you really truly become truly human again and simply stand in what you are, then, you know, you look at the world around you and you start feeling something that I refer to as wholesome, righteous anger, and you do something about the situation. I mean, we could heal the world in a day if we had enough people who are awake. So I think that is our best option.
Some people just aren't ready to wake up. It's a big shock for a lot of people to find out suddenly that everything they thought was true about the world is wrong, and that most of their life has been completely meaningless, and they've been working towards goals that they can never achieve. You know, we're taught to externalize everything about ourselves, so we spend our lives collecting all this stuff thinking it's going to make us whole, but it doesn't. We miss out on ourselves, we miss out on our relationships, we miss out on life itself because we're too consumed with trying to reach certain goals that we can never reach and climb certain rungs on a non-existent social ladder. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're living in a matrix. We're quite literally living in a fictional construct. And people, it's a real shock for them when they wake up to it. And they've got to understand that they can do something about changing it. They can change the direction we're going. I believe that all of these problems that we're facing are opportunities. I think that we're actually at one of the most pivotal times in human history where we're being presented, for the first time in human history, we're being presented with a real opportunity for freedom. Because with the internet and the way the world has been made smaller now, we've now got the whole workings of the mechanism laid bare for all to see. Everyone can see how controlled they are. Everyone can see how much they're being scammed, how much the wealth of this planet is being stolen by a very, very few people through this whole fictional system, this paper-based reality they've created, all this legislation that they call law. So people are beginning to wake up and they're beginning to see it. And this, I believe, is the first time in human history that we've ever had this laid so bare for all to see. And this has thereby provided us with the greatest opportunity we've ever had for some real freedom if we choose to act. We created government to manage our infrastructure for us. That's its only purpose. And that if we had respect for each other, we'd have the power to stand up and fix this in one day. And the only reason we don't have respect for each other is because we're kept in a constant state of competition and disrespect for each other via this system. It does that. That's what we've all been trained to do this stuff. We're all running programs, you know. There's a lot of people on this planet that are awake to the problems, and more people are waking up all the time. We just need to have that respect for each other and realize that we're all struggling through this. We're all got to pay to be alive. It's not about the stuff you own that makes you who you are. It's about your relationships with others. That's true wealth. True wealth is your health, the state of the environment that you live, and your relationships with others. That is wealth. And if we have that, we can change everything. We really can. But no matter how hard they try to lock human consciousness down, I don't think that they'll ever get away with it. I think we'll rise above it. I really do. No matter how much they try to control us, because all they're doing is, you know, more and more people are waking up. The more they lock society down, the more people are waking up. Everything they're doing to try to keep people disconnected, the whole gaming culture, all of it, it's all designed to lock down this generation because human consciousness is evolving. It really is. Human consciousness is becoming so aware. And yeah, there's a huge push to lock human consciousness down.